Hello, lovies! Welcome to another episode of Learn with V. This is the virtual classroom. Hi, by the way, my name is V, and I am your virtual teacher for today's episode. Today, I will teach you the difference between contractions and possessives. To be more specific, it's and its. They don't sound entirely different, but they are two different words. Before we dive into that, do not forget to click like and subscribe. And hit that notification bell too, so you're always updated with the newly uploaded videos. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, welcome back. Like what I said, today we will talk about contractions and possessives. As you can see, the whiteboard is ready. I have pre-written everything that we will talk about today. And just so you could follow the discussion, I'll be using a red marker for all the annotations that I will make. Okay, specifically for today's episode, we will talk about the contracted version of it is, which is its, and the possessive form. It's. Like what I said, they don't really sound different from one another, but if you look at them, they look different, and in terms of function, they are entirely different from one another. So let's begin with the first one, the contracted version of two words, which are it, a pronoun, and is, a linking verb. Now, whenever we are using a pronoun, the standard rule is that it needs to have a referent, or it needs to have something it stands for. And usually, that something is a noun, right? So whenever we are using it, there is always the pre-existence of a noun or a referent, right? And when we are using is, well, obviously, it is a form of a be verb, a linking verb in its singular form. So when we put them together, right? And sometimes we are lazy people. We'd rather not spell them out as it is, and we would have the combination. It is without the I, really, it's. So what happens is the apostrophe stands for the omission of letter I. So instead of saying it is, it becomes it, and then we omit letter I. And some may think that, S here is a possessive case, and other people might think it's, a plural one. But no, really, the reason why we have an apostrophe S here is because of the word is. It's just that we omitted I, that's why there's the apostrophe. Nevertheless, the bottom line here is that if you are using the pronoun it, there has to be a singular referent to it, a noun to which it stands for. And the linking verb is there just to help you connect it to the rest of the sentence. So let's have an example for my explanation to make sense. Let's take a look at example A. So you have a question right here. Whose is the umbrella on the table? All right. So somebody is asking about an object which is on the table, and that object is umbrella. And if you look at umbrella here, it is singular. All right. There's just one. And then somebody might answer the question, well, it's mine, or it is mine, the spelled out version. Obviously, right here, you could see that what we're using is not the possessive case it's without the apostrophe, but rather what we're using here is the it's with the apostrophe S. Okay, because we're lazy. And to explain further, umbrella is the referent of the pronoun it, all right? It is the noun to which it stands for, all right? It is what replaces it, and it is singular. So what we're using for the linking verb is the be verb is, which is the singular form. As easy as that. So really what we're looking at here is that it's with the apostrophe, it doesn't really show ownership, okay? Because the word that shows ownership here is the word mine. Okay, what it does is it refers to the object being talked about, which is the umbrella. Okay, so it's with the contraction version or contracted version, it doesn't really show ownership. Rather, it just talks about replacing an object that is being talked about in a statement. All right, now let's take a look at letter B, okay, for some modification. The question remains the same. However, the difference this time is the number in terms of the object. So the question is, whose are the umbrellas on the table? Now we're looking at a plural object, more than one umbrella. And somebody may answer, they're mine. Or not to be lazy about it, you may say, they are mine. And obviously, again, our referent right here, or the noun to which the pronoun stands for, is umbrellas. And in this case, it is plural. That is why from is, we are shifting to are, because plural objects require plural verbs. And look at it this way. From it becomes there, right? Because we're talking about a plural object. It is really not the counterpart there, because this one is the possessive case. All right? So again, going back to my explanation, they here doesn't show, all right? It does not show possession, but rather it just replaces the object which is in the plural form, and that is umbrellas. What shows possession here is mine. I hope that is clear enough for you to understand. Easy as that. So let's talk about now the possessive version, which is it without the apostrophe s. Meaning to say it's not the contracted version, but it shows possession. It's just a single word altogether. So it shows possession, it shows ownership, it is a pronoun. Let's take a look at the first example right here. We went fishing yesterday and we caught a huge one. You should have seen its mouth. All right. Now, there are a lot of factors to consider here. Well, for one, you have to look at how many fish they caught. And two, you have to look at what possession is being shown here. Okay. So for one, there's only a single fish that was caught. And two, the person in this statement is talking about the mouth of the fish. All right. So instead of using the contracted version, it is, what we're using here is the non-contracted version that shows possession or ownership, which is its. No special characters whatsoever, referring to the mouth of the object, which is the fish. So if we ask the person, whose mouth are you talking about? Was it you who caught the fish, or was it the fish? Well, the person might tell you, no, I'm talking about the mouth of the fish, not yours. Its mouth. Okay? Its mouth. Whose mouth? The fish's. Its mouth. And same rule applies. If you're talking about a plural object right here, or a plural subject right here, what we're looking at here would be the modification of its to its counterpart. For example, your sentence is, we went fishing yesterday and we caught huge ones. You should have seen their mouths. And if you're asked, whose mouths again? Well, the fish's. And then instead of saying its without the contraction, or the contracted version, you say theirs, or their mouths. Okay? So what you're looking at here really is that if you're using the possessive case, you're no longer particular about the object to which the pronoun refers to, but rather you're looking at the noun, or, the object or the subject that possesses or that owns the quality that is being talked about. All right? So for it, again, if you modify it from singular to plural, it becomes their. Okay? And for it, if you want to show possession, it becomes their. So again, the bottom line here is, if you are using contractions, it is, what you're looking at would be the object. Okay? The object, the noun, the referent to which the pronoun stands for, as it operates with different linking verbs if it is singular or if it is, plural. On the other hand, if you are working with its, not the contracted version, but the possessive version, what you are looking at here really is not the object anymore, but the quality or the ownership or the possession of that quality, of either a subject or an object. Okay? So I hope that is clear. And the next time you use it is or its in its contracted version and its, the possessive one, you know how to differentiate the use and the function of the two from each other. Again, It is contracted version. It's refers to the object being talked about, while its possessive case talks about possession, ownership, or the quality of that something. All right. Now, I hope you learned a thing or two, and it doesn't hurt if you become critical about what words to use, especially if you want to sound learned, educated, professional, and sophisticated. Cool. I'll see you on the next episode of the virtual classroom. It was fun discussing this one to you. I'll see you guys next time. Much love. Bye-bye. Mwah.